So Forza Horizon 6 has been out for a little more than a month at this point, and as one of my games to watch this year, like one of the ones I was looking forward to the most, it has met and exceeded expectations. The variety of gameplay, the selection of cars, Japan as a setting, all of the smaller details that they've added to this game to just make it a more well-rounded racing experience. It's incredible. I give it a 10 out of 10. I have already played through the entire main portion of the game because I could not help myself. But the great thing about the Horizon games is they have a seasonal playlist. So every 4 weeks, there will be a new set of events. It'll go through the different seasons, so like winter, summer, spring, fall, definitely not in that order. But there will be different requirements, there'll be different rewards, and different exclusive cars that you won't get unless you complete these events. So that's what we're going to be doing. This is the first day of Season 2. We will look into what exactly that means here in a second. But first, welcome to the Big Steez Gaming Channel. I am Ian, the Big Steez, and yes, I have a lot of hair. It's a lot more than it used to be because it has been a while since I've seen you guys. And obviously, this is Forza Horizon 6. Let's get into it. So right off the bat, it's showing us Horizon Decades is the theme for this next season of the festival playlist. My guess is that they're gonna focus obviously on different like major motoring decades, like 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, current. They'll probably break it up a little better than that. What I am most excited about, because I saw it in the trailer, is that TVR. Because in Horizon 4, I had the TVR Cerberus Speed, and I had that thing upgraded and tuned so that it was the fastest thing in the game. Evolving World, there's new car meet, festival playlist, the trial returns. Go test your skills against unbeatable drivatars. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they did fix the AI issue where if you went anywhere above like average difficulty, the AI drivers were just automatically 30 miles an hour faster than you. Festival playlist, we are looking at the overall series rewards here. If we get up to 80 points, we get a 93 Porsche 911 Turbo S Lichtbau, if that's how you say that in German. And then if you get up to 160, you get a 2018 Lotus Exige Cup for 30. So for our current season, we can get a 1989 VW Rally Golf. That's pretty sick, especially if it's actually a rallying car. That's awesome. And then a 1988 Countach. That's sick. So I'm guessing we're in the 80s right now because we got the DeLorean. Yep, this is going to be all 80s. I already have a DeLorean though. I'll get a second one. But we are going to start with the weekly challenge. We're going to do this in order with Blast from the Past, which is own and drive the 82 DeLorean DMC 12. And it just so happens that I have one. And I've already modified it. It is souped up significantly. It's at an S2 with an 812 rating, 774 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.36, top speed of 188.9. So, it could definitely time travel if you know, you know. Well, let's see how this thing sounds. Okay, it doesn't sound too bad. For more of like an 80s like sports car, that's more of like a sports car sound. Alright, so the first part of the challenge was literally just to own it and drive it. So next, are you kidding me? Maintain a speed of 88 miles an hour for 10 seconds. Wow, guys. I mean, that's awesome. I love it. Let's go ahead and get on the highway. And no, not to the danger zone. We always end up in the danger zone anyways, especially when I'm freaking driving. Alright, 88 miles an hour, 10 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. Perfect. I got such a good internal clock. Now we just gotta take a picture of it, blasting it through a tunnel. Boom. Easy. Hang on, it also said that if I get a picture of it while it's drifting, hey, I just got one of the little ones. That's pretty dope. All right, so next we have to win a road race. All right, so we gotta find a road race circuit. We're gonna do the Shimano-Yama Sprint. Shimano-Yama Sprint. There we go. This is what we're gonna be driving. We're gonna take this. The computers are going to have comparable vehicles just because that's how the balancing works out. But because I am pro driver, I'm gonna kick all their butts. So just wait and see. And here we go. Now everyone tries to follow that driving line. But me, well, I also try to drive it, but not as religiously as these computer drivers do. There we go. Gotta be careful, this thing's really just made out of aluminum. You know, it is wild that the DeLorean, like DeLorean as a car company itself really even came to be. Like John DeLorean was just a really rich guy who wanted to make cars and ended up doing it. Like the fact that DeLoreans even got made. Now, granted, they were definitely not the best cars. Like, there's no way in hell that an original DeLorean would be able to come even close to driving this fast. Like when Back to the Future was saying 88 miles an hour to travel in time, Doc Brown had obviously modified the engine on it, not just for the time traveling, but so that it wouldn't explode when it got to 88 miles an hour. Like I said, they were mostly made out of aluminum, mostly for the weight. Cars back then, before we figured out how to make them entirely out of plastic, they were heavy. Cars are still heavy. Like a normal like Honda Civic or a Toyota Camry weighs more than a ton. Like 2,500 pounds probably. And just like that, we're done. Super quick race. And we finished that one little bit of the playlist. There we go. Blast from the Past done. We got 25,000 bucks for it. So now, we've got the daily challenges. Now, I'm gonna try to get at least one of the ones that isn't active yet, just to see if it's something that we can do. But we've got to go to the Evolving World Car Meet, which I now understand. Where's the Evolving World selection? There was one. Alright, it was a little difficult to find, but we found it. And for some reason, we also have a little Volkswagen Rally Golf if you want to come and test drive it. Which, yeah, that's kind of neat, but at the same time, why? So we just gotta park. So I'm just gonna park. And there we go. These dudes that got their their supercars and their hypercars. And me, well, I've got a DeLorean. The one that we are going to try out is going to be excellent to each other. A classic Bill and Ted reference, which means I have to give a car away as a gift. So we are going to see what I have duplicates of. The Sports 800. I'm going to give it to, let's say, new players, a car to give you an amazing start. And I can get my gamer tag, a massive rooster. Which that is definitely from my old days playing Halo multiplayer, Halo 2 multiplayer, because if you got stabbed with the sword, it would say like you got impaled, and well, it sounded funny. So we can't preemptively do any of the daily challenges. I think that was something that they patched in this last update, so that's fine. We already did the photo challenge earlier, so now we have to go find a treasure chest. And I do know the general area of where it is. Do not pay attention to that treasure chest. I did get the premium edition, gave me all the treasure maps and everything, but I'm not gonna cheat about that. Okay? I know that it's on the beach, and by God, we're gonna drive on the beach in a DeLorean. Because why the hell not? Okay, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people in this direction. Sort of makes me think that it might be there. I'm not even looking at the minimap though. Ooh, seagulls. A flock of seagulls? Reference, there it is. Dang, I'm good. $100,000. Sick. That's like $10 million in 80s money. In Reagan dollars. Alright, now we can get into some of these seasonal championships. That's actually going to be really nice, just having a drag meet run. But we've got the Street Runner, which means we need a C500 80s Retro Super Saloon. Dear God, is that niche. And it gives us 3 that I have. Sierra Cosworth RS500, that's a sick car. It's a barn find, actually. Nice. 88 M5 and an 88 M3. Let's see what they've got in the auto show. Okay, so I officially have all of the qualifying cars. So I'm thinking we should start out in the Cosworth. Just because it is an icon. Like for real. Like, look at this. And in black, I'm probably gonna change the color, because if you're gonna have a Cosworth, it needs to be white. That's just the color it needs to be. There you go. $35,600 worth of modifications. It is now all-wheel drive. It has a nice big wing on the back of it. It's got new rims, it's got wider tires, it's got a new transmission, it's got a roll cage, and it's got better brakes. The power has not changed, the weight has gotten more. I have a feeling that I'm still going to be kicking some serious butt. Engine. Ooh, that's nice. That's how a rally car is supposed to sound. So the thing that I don't really care for is that it's street racing. Which, it's still racing, but for some reason, I just don't like the street races. Is it because there's no walls for me to run into when I take a turn too wide? Probably. Oh, we're right into it. Let's go! So while this bad boy might not be the fastest, it is probably going to be one of the best handling cars on this run. Oh, well, they're out of it. Dang, I cut that perfectly. Oh god. Urban turn. Oh my god! Put me in Formula Drift, coach. Never mind, don't do it. Don't do it. I got overconfident from drifting well one time. Now the thing that is going to really help us in this race is the fact that this thing has really good acceleration. So, and also really good braking. Like, I couldn't put like the best brakes on, but I think I still put the sport brakes on, and that's definitely helping. But the acceleration is definitely what separates you in these specific kind of races, because you have all of these turns, all of these short road sections, and you need to be able to get up to speed much quicker, and you need to slow down from that speed just as quickly. Top that off with the extra grip from it being all-wheel drive, and we're essentially, I wouldn't say unbeatable. We are definitely beatable if one of these guys manages to get enough speed built up. But there's too many sharp turns. So I got this one beat. I'm like, man, this is on above average. Man, am I an above average Forza driver? There's no way. There's no way I'm above average at this game. Because there are millions upon millions of other people playing this game. There's no way that I'm anywhere close to the 50% mark. Look at that. I won. Ha ha. Alright, race number 2, the Hookaboo Ascent. Hopefully, this goes the same way that the previous ones did. I just had a really weird moment with my headphones as I was trying to adjust it in my ear. It engaged the tap controls and started playing a Game Grumps video that I had in a minimized browser window. I didn't think that could happen. I didn't think the tap controls would work with being connected to a freaking PC. But also wouldn't think that it would do that for a closed window. Going past the tea fields. Driving through the country, gonna drive right past the tea fields. Gonna cash in my retirement to buy a tea field. My family says I'm crazy cause I sold the kidney for a tea field. Lost all my money, now I'm just watching cars drive by the tea field. My god, these guys suck. Look how you can barely see them behind me. Look, I slowed down to 20 miles an hour there, and they are just now getting to that freaking turn. Does that mean anything? Probably not. That's gnarly. A danger sign, but we're not going off it today. Or not right now. Actually, I don't think there's a danger sign for this week. It's a bummer. It's the best ones. Alright, fun story. Danger signs in Horizon 4 were not locked behind like progression gates. It went on like a seasonal advancement through it. So like when you started out, you were in the spring and then you were in the autumn, but all of the PR stunts were already unlocked. So I just drove around the whole map, did all of the danger signs, and basically got all the way through the game without actually doing a race. And that's why they changed it. Changed it a little bit in 5, but they've definitely done better with skill progression here in 6. Alright, last one. This is the river descent, and if the last 2 races were any indication, this is not going to be all that difficult. Excuse me. I guess I don't really need walls to run up against when I've got the other drivers. Excuse me, gents. Terribly sorry. This is so awkward. I'm supposed to be ahead of you. Terribly sorry. I know. Confusion, racing. Am I right? But yeah, I'm supposed to be in first place. So I don't want to be that guy, but I am. This is where I'm supposed to be. So you can all stay back there, where you're assigned to be, and I will be up here, where I'm assigned to be. Nobody saw that, so I'm still cool. I can do it twice. I can do it 3 times. Such beautiful scenery. It's a shame that these street races always get done at night, because there's just such awesome scenery. Like, you got the balloons up there, which those are lit up, but everything else, it's dark. The only real light is the checkpoints, which are just road flares, really big road flares. But there's also no street lights. Why are there no street lights? I'm saying this, but there's a stretch of state highways through Tennessee that goes between Jackson and Clarksville that there are no streetlights, and it is heavily forested and extremely windy. Lots of blind corners, lots of blind driveways, and there's just nothing. So you can't see anything. But hey, we made it. And obviously, we won the entire tournament. So we get another DeLorean, I guess. So we beat that championship. We got another DeLorean. Cool. And now we're going to be doing the next one, which the prize is a BMW M3 1988. The one that we could have chosen to, drive in that last series. But this one, we need a D-Class 80s retro hot hatch. Okay, so we're just going to be driving nowhere. So we have 2 options. Either an 86 Honda Civic Si or an 83 Golf GTI. I'm lying. There is only one choice. It's the Golf. Because if there is a definitive hot hatch, it's the Golf GTI. $45,000 later, and obviously it's all-wheel drive. We got different tires, we got some body kit stuff, put a supercharger in it, and it only went up by 21 horsepower, and it got 200 pounds heavier. But it's better? I guess we'll find out. Alright, we gotta hear the engine. It's like a little wind-up toy. Alright, race number 1. Woo! You see how everyone just scrambles to try to get on the racing line? that is where you take advantage. Because if you can get inside on some of these turns, you can jump ahead multiple places, just like that. And then you can lose it, just like that. But I am not worried, because I'm in a frickin' Golf GTI. Yeah, I probably could have committed a little more to the pith maneuver, but I was really just trying to get him to slow down some. He even tried to get me back. What a jerk. Man, I'm betting that the next, like, non-tournament race I do, it's gonna be like, hey, you're really, really winning these races. Do you want to go up in difficulty? Which I will reply, sure, give it a shot. The drifting of the Golf GTI. Alright, time for Ian's top tip when it comes to Forza driving. So, you know how when you're driving your car regularly, it is not recommended to press the brake and the gas at the same time. Well, in Forza, that don't really matter. So, if you are flooring it, and you need to take just a little bit of speed off, just tap that brake, that left trigger, that R2, or the back button, the S key, if you're playing on PC, I guess. But it'll slow you down. You can even hold it down. So that way, when you slow down enough to get through a corner, you are immediately already on the throttle. Like, watch, I'm going to do it up at this turn once I eventually get there. My God, it's going to take the longest. But here, see? I am still holding on the throttle, and I missed the checkpoint. But you see what I'm talking about? Like, there wasn't a delay in getting back on the power, because I was already on it. Not sure if that's revolutionary, but it's the one thing that I've been able to incorporate when I discovered that it was possible, that helps me do as well as I do in all of these races. And yeah, I'll probably end up averaging 25 collisions a race, like I have in the last couple of games, but you know what? I'm having fun. And isn't that what gaming is all about at the end of the day? Aside from alienating people who don't like the game that you like, that's just gaming. And we are done. Cool. 410. Sick. Alright, race number 2. We are on the highway circuit here in downtown Tokyo. 2 laps because it is a fairly long circuit. Last week's batch of races actually had this one too, but it was for muscle cars, modern muscle cars, and I drove a Cadillac CT4V Blackwing, and that thing was pretty sweet. It didn't have the ability to make it all-wheel drive. I mean, I could have, but I wouldn't be able to upgrade anything else. But, I mean, it still held its own, and actually kicked the crap out of literally everyone. Alright, guys. Listen. I don't know if you were there in the last series. Wobbs, I think you were. But as we have discussed, it says specifically on my Horizon wristband that I am supposed to be in first place at all times. Now, I don't want to get the authorities involved, you know? I'd rather just keep this cool, keep this between us, keep things nice and quiet. You know, a little dust up like this doesn't need to get anything major, but you need to get out of my way. You know how people are extremely polite like that? the whole time they're just being a massive pain in the butt. Or, well, I'll just say it. They're being a dick. Like, when someone is politely rude and politely mean like that, it just, it's, it peeves me off. It really grinds my gears. Alright, so there is going to be a split in the highway coming up. You either go up or down. I'm going up. This up is faster. Doesn't have the drive line, but that doesn't mean that's not faster. I got an itch on my face while I'm driving. And look at that. It's still well behind me. I got one more lap. My God. It's definitely not the slowest race I've ever done. The slowest race I've ever done was either the Colossus or the Goliath race in Horizon 4, where I took like the slowest four-wheeled car. So obviously not the Reliant Robin, because you cannot keep that thing upright even if you have the body kit for it. The car that I picked, I don't even remember what it was. It might be in this game, I'm not sure. Like full pin, fully stocked, floored. Going downhill, it would get up to like 45. And going up hills, it was lucky to even move going up hills. And that was the slowest race of my life. I couldn't finish it because there are some of the mountain roads that were just too steep for it to ever get up. Get back under the rain. Aha, windshield wipers. Look at that. I know this thing doesn't have automatic wipers. I'm going to talk about some modern car stuff for a second while we're finishing up this extremely long race. My car has automatic windshield wipers, and while I love it, is there really anything more pointless to have automated in a car than your windshield wipers? I mean, unless you are completely oblivious, like certain drivers that I have known, you're gonna notice that it's raining. And when you realize that you can't see anymore, you're gonna turn on your windshield wipers. I'm not complaining. I like it. It's a cool feature, but sometimes they'll just go off randomly and across the line. It'll be the sunniest of days outside, and my automatic wipers will just go bloop, bloop once. Not a drip of water, bluest sky you've ever seen. Alright, last one, the festival sprint, which, if you can't read context clues, means we're going to be driving through the main festival grounds. This is also a pretty fun little race, little route track thing. See right there at the top of that hill, that is the end of the massive drag strip, which, funny enough, I was playing for fun the other night, and I finally got the Master Explorer achievement in-game, and I got the Forza Edition Toyota Truino, and immediately found one of the tuning setups where it's like, oh, we can get this up to 325 miles an hour. And at first, I tried it in a drag race, and it was not going. I was like, okay, this is a scam. But then I realized as I was accelerating, it was just tripping the traction control. So I turned off traction control, and it took off like grease lightning. Like not trying to be corny or anything, but I think it was fast. Hi everyone, hello, yes, I am your champion. That's a Gundam. Actually, it's not. It's a mech. Alright, coming up through a tunnel. Now, everyone who's ever driven a car, you know exactly what you have to do when you go through a tunnel. You honk the hell out of your horn. And yes, it annoys the other drivers, but it makes you laugh. Alright, almost there. Look at those mountains. God, those are pretty. Look at the lush greenery. You know where you don't see that? Texas. I mean, some parts you do. But we're getting to the part of the year out here where we don't have the random rainstorms as often. And we have the 2 months straight of around 100-degree temperatures. And everything's going to be brown. It's going to be disgusting. Not looking forward to it. What I am looking forward to is winning this race. Hey, look at me. Beat that in 3:37.44. That was 8 seconds faster. But we won the tournament, which means we get the same BMW that we already had. So after winning that tournament, we have just enough points, actually a little bit more, to get the 89 VW Rally Golf. Add that to my garage. That's pretty sweet. So next, we've got to go to the Edo half-mile drag strip. We need a B600 car from the 80s. That needs to go faster than 21 seconds. Well, it is. Hey, we've got that car. It is a good thing that we can figure that out. So I'm going to try using this 81 BMW M1 for this, just because aerodynamically it should be fine. But let's see how well I can get this to work. So it actually went pretty quick. Once I switched it to all-wheel drive, dropped in a V8, added a bumper, which is diffuser, a wing, and added drag tires, that pretty much pushed it. But we've got good horsepower. It's a little bit heavier, but it should be good for drag racing. So we will just have to see. Let's see how this baby sounds. Ooh, that's nice. That's real nice. It's choice. Alright, here we go. Going on green. They're all the way down there already. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That was super, super late. Gods, please make it. 10 seconds. Whew! Made it. Oh, we got a wheel spin for that. Cool. Deep Forest Speed Zone. Hear me out on this one. I picked Monte Carlo. Now, I did put a lot of modifications into it, but the one thing I really couldn't do is change the tire compound, because that would have jumped it like an entire class all on its own. So we're aiming for 95 miles an hour average. It's not looking like we're really even gonna get close to that, but we can sure give it a shot. Okay, that didn't go so well. Let's try one more time going downhill, and then we'll try something else. Start out plenty of speed. And coming down, keep more on the gas. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Dang, I'm good. Alright. Next, we have a Trailblazer. Alright, here we go. We have to get down here with 43 seconds to spare. That's not going to help. Rewinding does not disqualify you. But running into giant ass rocks is also not going to help. Nope. I just straight up missed it. I failed it. Oh, that's bull. Alright. We know where we're going. Try number 2. Let's go! Alright. Avoid the big ass rocks. Avoid the big ass. As I said, avoid the big ass rocks. I can do this. And there we go. And they got me 3 stars on that one. Sick. Alright. Alright, we are at 28 total points. We have done all of these. Now we have to do the trial. Push it to the limit. Push it to the limit. Alright, so here we all are in various rally cars. Mine is completely stock, so I don't know how this is going to go. But we're up against unbeatable drivatars. And them fools are tough. If the name didn't give it away, we're going to give it our best shot. And if it tells us that just competing gets us, then sick. If not, no, that'd be too easy. Yep, I am in very last place. You know what? God, I should not have done that. I've never really been a fan of the whole online racing component of this. Like, yes, driving against other real people is probably the best challenge that I'll have in this game, but the fact that it's all in real time, and if I make a tiny mistake, like missing a checkpoint or ramming headfirst into a wall, I'm kind of just screwed. Because if I rewind, it doesn't rewind everyone else, it only rewinds me. Anyways, look at this freaking Lancia. Love it. It's a shame that they don't really make like actual Lancias anymore. Like if they made like if actual Lancia, I'm just gonna drive. If actual Lancia came back and made a modern day Stratos, that would be incredible. Yep, and I'm timing out on the race. But you know what? I'm probably not going to make it to the end. That's fine. You know why? Because all these guys that are up there doing the most for our little team, they're the ones. They're the real MVPs. So we are at 1,500 points. Does that carry over? I don't know. Pretty sure all these other guys have... Actually, no, their cars are all... Well, theirs are all 600s, and I should have gone for the other one. Should have gone for the Opal. It was just the nostalgia in it. This is something that I have to win, then I don't think that I'm going to. So I'll see you guys after all of this stuff, because this is just going to be tedious and not really fun to watch. Alright, so I'm done with the stupid ass trial thing. I finished. I didn't score a single point the entire time. And I am guessing that to get the car, yeah, you gotta win it. So I'm not doing that. That's dumb. So let's... Oh my god, this is all online crap. Okay, I'm not doing any of the online stuff. So that's really dumb. I'll do that on my own time. What we are gonna do is a rivals race. And I like the rivals races because I can end up being pretty good at them. Especially when you're driving the exact same track over and over and over again. And when the target time starts out at like 14 and a half minutes, you're kind of set up for success. As long as I don't stop and eat like an entire like Whataburger number 2 meal, I think I'm gonna do pretty well. Oh god, it's starting on. For the uninitiated, a number 2 meal from Whataburger is a double burger. You must get it with cheese though, because, well, it's the best with cheese. And I also add ketchup because I'm a plebeian and I like ketchup on stuff. Okay, so do they just turn off and park? Hey, I did it. Nope, I'm collecting my reward. That is it. So the reason I'm back doing this again is because I got all the way out and it didn't register that I had done it. And then I read the fine print. When I say fine print, it was in big old letters right there on the menu that I have to post a clean lap, which means no crashy, which doesn't really mesh very well with Ian driving style. See? So, I'm gonna focus on getting as much speed as I possibly can going into this next lap. Cutting corners is fine. There we go. Come on. As long as we hit every checkpoint. Okay, I don't think I have to post a lap better than the other Drivatar. I think I just have to do a clean lap. and that wins it. All right, I'm collecting my reward and getting the hell out of here. We have done most everything for the summer season. We did the Blast from the Past weekly challenge. We did one of the daily challenges. I will get the rest of these taken care of as the week progresses. We got photo challenge, treasure hunt, all of the offline seasonal events, and we didn't do or get any of the online seasonal events. I will probably do those in my own time. I'm not going to do them on video just because even just matchmaking into these takes so much time, and they're also really freaking annoying. But we did get the monthly rivals, which got us a super wheel spin. So let's come on over to my Horizon stuff. Oh, that's right. Because the Eliminator was unavailable over the weekend, there was a glitch that people were doing with the Electric Hummer, where if you did something specific while you're in an eliminator match, it would launch it like all the way across the map, automatically eliminate you, and then you'd get like 99,999,999 credits. So they took down Eliminator over the weekend. They made the tweaks. They took everyone's credits, and they're giving everyone a McLaren Sabre. I cannot complain about that. Super wheel spin. Let's see what we can get. If I can get that Forza Edition GTR, I will be a happy boy, but that is not going to happen today. I'll continue to be sad boy. Regular wheel spins, probably not going to get it on these. Would be fun though. Nope, I'm going to be able to two-step. Two-step. You know, I know all of the catch lines, the main lyrics from all kinds of 2000s R&B hip hop stuff. Most of the time, I never even heard the dang song because it's just meme culture and everybody just verbally stimming everywhere through high school. Ooh, a Crown Super Deluxe Taxi, even better with the freaking wing, the mirrors. Hang on, we gotta look at that. There's a trophy truck Ghost parked where my super awesome Crown Deluxe is. But look, the side mirrors are down the hood and not on the doors to, I guess, make it easier to see them? Does it make it easier? I mean, that one needs to be adjusted because all I'm seeing is the pillar. That one would probably work. It's probably so that when you're looking at your mirrors, you don't have to go, oh, mirror, mirror. Instead, you can stay looking more forward. Like, okay, I'm looking forward. Okay, there's that mirror. There's that mirror. Still going forward. That makes sense. It's just goofy. It is goofy in a way that I absolutely love. So that is going to end it for today. This is obviously going to be a really fun series for me just because I love this game so much. I am going to go back and do the online stuff probably this weekend just because I need all the cars. I need every single car. And yes, I'm going to get a lot of duplicates, but I can give them away or try to sell them in the auction house. I don't know. But if you made it this far, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you have not already. This is going to be a recurring thing. Till next time, I have been Ian, the Big Steez, and I think what this series was trying to tell us is that the 80s were just better. Yeah, I think so. I would just say the 80s are better.